Hey guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and welcome to my craft room. This is my WiP It Wednesday video where I show you any of the projects I've worked on in the craft room, whether I just touched it for 1 or 2 stitches or I've worked on it long enough to actually have a finished project. I worked a little bit on my embroidery hoop, which is a little heart design from qtcrafts.com. This week in the embroidery video, I worked on, I believe this is the woven wagon wheel heart that we did. I went ahead and just did a little bit extra here and there. I got all my little woven hearts, roses done. Worked on some of my satin stitch. Just spent a little bit of time on this. I didn't have a lot of time this week. I was working on a few other things, so I just got a little bit done. Plus, these woven roses, because you're going round and round and round, they take a lot longer to make than you actually would realize. I also made, this is a crochet crown ear warmer by Crochet For You. I have a purple lady, I call her the purple lady. She just loves to have everything done in purple. And she saw this and she just wanted to have a crown. This, like I said, it's an ear warmer. It goes over your ears, and while you're wearing it, you have all your little spikes up here on the top of your crown that stick up. So that was pretty cute. It's nice and warm. It's definitely warm. I learned a new stitch in crochet. This is a crochet in the 3rd loop, and it adds extra, it's this nice little design to it, as you don't normally see. It almost looks like knit stitches going around this way. And that's not something you normally see in crochet, and I think it adds a little bit extra warmth to it there. So I think this will be nice and warm for her. She likes to ride motorcycles and stuff too, so she might need a little extra warmth. It definitely snows where she's at. I did work on Robbie's sock some. I got his to the point where this sock, the first sock, is all the way up and ready to start on the heel. And then I just put a few extra rows on his second sock. This is only about halfway. I still need to do about 40 more rows to get to the heel on that one. I've been kind of tired at night, so when I finish working in the craft room for the day and doing everything I need to around the house, I've just been kind of dozing off and taking a nap in my chair. My pre-bedtime nap. I went ahead and finished my cardinal, my embroidery cardinal project, and I went ahead and put some batik fabric around it and got it all nice and framed. So this is how my cardinal's looking. I think it came out really well. I was planning on using a red fabric for the border, but when I put the red underneath it, you know how you can just lay your piece on top of the fabric to see how it'll look and audition it? When I was doing that, I looked at it and I'm like, ooh, I don't really like the red. It was close to this darker burgundy red, but it just didn't look right. So then I pulled out this green batik. It's kind of like a, I don't know if it's a pine batik. That's pretty close. This seems a little bit more blue in I'm looking through the camera, but it's a really nice pine colored green. And I just thought it looked really good, like pine trees around the bird. So I got as far as framing him up. I still need to, of course, go ahead and finish it up and decide how I'm going to quilt it. I thought maybe I'd learn how to, I don't know if I want to do some pine branches or some leaves. I know I'm not going to do the matchstick quilting on this one like I've done on the others. I feel like this one needs to have something a little bit different. I might find something in the new fancy machine and see if there's a fun stitch in there that might end up looking like some pine tree leaves or something, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit this week and ferment. It's, you know, it's Thanksgiving week, so I'll probably not get as much crafting done as I usually would because I got to do all the extra preparations for, you know, getting the stuff ready for the dinner. Like I told you last week, I like to prepare the vegetables and stuff ahead of time so you're not stressing out on Thanksgiving trying to get everything done. So that's going to take away a couple days. You know, you got your shopping day, you got your prep day, then you got Thanksgiving. I tend to, I'll bring something to the kids' house to knit on, but I probably won't actually even do any knitting while I'm there. And then the big thing I worked on, dun, da, 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 is my Wonky Monster quilt. It is completely finished. As you can see, I've even washed it. It's got that nice crinkle effect that you get when you have the cotton batting. So this is the Pellon cotton batting that I used, and I think it came out really well. Obviously, I haven't used it for years and years. I'm not sure how long it, lasts, but I would imagine it lasts pretty well. Pellon's a big company name, and I've seen wonderful reviews from it. So I'm sure it's going to the life expectancy of a quilt really well. But I was just more concerned that even though it's cotton, I know 100% cotton is going to crinkle up, but I've never used this specific one. So that was my main concern, that how far apart I needed to quilt it to hold it all together, and whether or not it would crinkle up really well. So I went with my standard, just free motion. I was going to do, as I mentioned, I was going to do, you know, just kind of frame this out in the geometric and then maybe do little squares all the way through. But when I started quilting this and I put a little bit in the center, I thought, ooh, because I didn't want to leave this whole spot here, because it's a 5-inch square, ends up like 4.5 inches, and I wasn't sure how far apart I could safely quilt this batting without having it do anything weird and bunch up or anything. So I pulled it all out, because I ended up putting just a little square in the center and working my way out, and I didn't like that, so I pulled it out and I just went with my basic free motion. I'll pop the video up there so you can actually see me free motion quilting it. So I'm sure most of you have already known this and have watched that video. And here's the back, nice and wrinkly still. You can actually feel to where the cotton is bubbled up, the batting has come up and brought up some fluff in between here. I just like the way it's a nice texture. I love the texture of cotton batting. And then I had also machine stitched the binding down. I have all these fancy machine stitches now on the new machine, so I wanted to try some of them out. I was hoping for something spiky, monstery, mohawky or something, and I couldn't find anything like that that I liked. So since I went in free motion, kind of wiggly squiggly, I found this loop-de-loop one. So I went ahead and tried that one out, and that one came out really, really well. I like the way it looks. I think it works really well with the rest of the quilt, because, you know, you've got all the wiggles here, and then you got the loop-de-loops here, so that kind of goes good together. So that's it. This quilt is done, and I'm ready to move on to the next one. I haven't measured this yet, but I know before I trimmed it up, when I was making my binding, it was measuring 62 by 60 or 61, I believe. I'm going to have to go ahead and measure it and see what it looks like after I trimmed it up. So I'm really pleased with everything about this quilt. This was a really fun project to do, and I'm so happy that it actually got done in a timely manner. This did not become a WIP, and I won't have to worry about working on it next year. It is fun and done. Now I can start a new quilt, right? I'll bring my cardinal back in here because I really just love the way it turned out. That's all I've worked on this week. I spent a few days working on, well, a couple days working on this quilt, and there's a little bit of time here and there. I still had to do a bunch of grocery shopping for Thanksgiving this week. It's just been one of those things, and I'm really fine with as much as I've accomplished this week. I still feel that I've gotten a lot done. I say any week that you can finish a quilt is a good week. I just wanted to mention here at the end of this video that I have archived my RsIslandCrafts Facebook group. I've decided that I could not give it the care that I wanted to. I don't go to Facebook that often. It just happened to be a group that I've had for a while that's just been sitting there, so I thought we'd bring it back up to go along with the YouTube channel here. But I find that I'm not actually able to chat with everyone there, and I'm always afraid I'm going to miss something, either someone who might be coming in and trolling, which I think we're pretty good because it's a closed group, or I was still more concerned that I would miss one of you guys' posts or any of the fun projects you put up, and that kind of, I feel bad if you're posting a picture to show me something you've made and I don't see it for a day or two. Like I said, Facebook just isn't a place that I go to that often. I have a couple groups that I go and visit, but I'm more of a YouTube and Instagram girl. Now, I know I could have just gotten someone to volunteer to be a moderator, but I'm the type of person that I feel like that group is my responsibility. What if I chose the wrong moderator and they weren't taking care of the group and they weren't treating you guys kindly or actually just liking your posts and saying how wonderful your projects are? I felt bad, so I thought for now it's best that I just go ahead and archive the group. You can still see anything that's in it if you look it up. If you're a member, you still see your posts, your pictures are there, and all the lovely comments from everyone. You're just not able to like, comment, share, or any of those things within the group. If you want to share a picture with me and you want me to see what you're doing, you can send a picture to my Facebook Messenger. you can email me at RsIslandCrafts@gmail.com. It's down below in the description box. Or you can just tag me RsIslandCrafts on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook a lot and you just want to post something on your wall for me to see, once again, if you tag me in the picture, I'll get the notification, and I might not come over right away, but I will come over and see it. Even though I don't go on Facebook that often, my Facebook Messenger is on my phone, so if anyone were to ever send me a message, I get notification immediately, and I can get to that as soon as I can, depending on what I'm doing at the time, of course, because you don't want me checking Facebook Messenger while I'm driving down the road, right? So there's still many, many ways that you can show off your projects, and I will see them. So I hope that doesn't bother anyone, but that's just how I'm going to have it for right now for my comfort level. So thank you for everyone who is already a member and who's been posting pictures. And thank you everyone who likes my videos and who's a subscriber. I really appreciate it. Anytime you like a video or you subscribe or you share, it shows YouTube that what I'm doing is interesting, and it helps get my channel out there to other crafters. So I really appreciate all your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Hope you guys have a crafty week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!